Hello, everybody. Bitcoin today, like every day from Mallorca, for Mallorca and the rest of the world. Before we actually look into the tri-subject of finance and Bitcoin and all that type of thing, I think, first of all, we should check the weather here in Mallorca. And as you guys know, for this reason, we have access to a webcam in the north of Mallorca, which is actually the Bay of Alcudia. You can see beautiful weather, a little bit of wind, a lot of boats, really nice. So quickly, let's check the weather on the airport. At the moment, maximum we will have is 90 degrees, sunny and no clouds. And well, we are looking forward. A lot of Americans should come this year. United Airlines has I think 3 direct flights during the seasons. Last year we had already a lot of Americans due to the strong dollar. So we are looking forward to that they all come to the island. Okay, and so let's check the financial markets. Like always, we look on our website and we start with the heat map, S&P 500. Today more red than green. Also the big ones, the Microsofts and the Apples and the Metas and the Amazons and the Teslas, so the big players. Nvidia also. So this is due to financial information, the JOLTS which came out. So there is a fear of recession, that the economy is maybe not going to have a soft landing, so maybe it's going to be a hard landing, you don't know. But anyway, the market reacts in red, and let's quickly check the rate hike expectations. And due to the fact what I just said, that a lot of people in the market believe recession and maybe hard landing could come, we see an increase in belief that we will not see an increase in the rate hike. You can see it's already nearly 60%. We believe we saw the top, meaning that in the second half of the year we maybe see a decrease in interest rates, which would be bullish, by the way, for the markets. Let's quickly check the markets on a global base. The DAX in the moment is green. Asian market last night, Hong Kong was green, Shanghai was green. The Nikkei was red. Another thing is the US market. We just looked. The Dow Jones is green. Well, the market just started because when we do the video, we wait up until the opening. And S&P is red and Nasdaq is red. We quickly have a look to the oil price. And you see this is all green or mainly green, since we see the reduction of production from the OPEC. There is an increase in the oil price. Let's check the fear and greed index, the sentiment. And it's a little bit better than yesterday. We have a neutral zone, 53%. S&P 500, which is the market momentum, is still over 4,000. That's amazing when you look at all the fear which is in the market because of recession, but still very, very stable. Okay, so let's check Bitcoin news. As the title of this video is Bitcoin Today, and here is again MicroStrategy adds another 1,045 Bitcoin to its growing crypto treasury. Well, these guys have now, I think, 140,000 Bitcoin worth about 4 billion or more than 4 billion. Bear in mind, this was a tech company a couple of years ago, and Michael Saylor changed this company to one of the biggest Bitcoin farms. I mean, this is basically what it is. This is what his vision is. So he's buying and buying and buying, and his average price is around about $29,000 worth 4 billion. Well, so he's looking forward to an increase of price, and maybe he's going to make a lot of money. We will see it. Another thing is reality. Bitcoin barely holds 28K as bulls see new rejection at key resistance. I was talking about this every day. 28 to 30K is hard to jump over. We saw today 27.5 something. And I often talked about it. There's a downside potential to 25 or something. for me, more downside potential than upside potential. And this is what the market realizes. Let's quickly check market capitalization. By the way, I say it every day, go on this website, Ament Finance. A huge team is working in the background. Everything is free of charge. We are not interested in your data. You cannot register yourself. We have nothing to do with trading. There are no products you can buy. This is all free of charge and it's all interactive. The only vision we have is we want to give you really the best information about the Bitcoin, which is part of the financial market. Okay, and here we see the top 100 assets, gold on 1, like always, silver on 5, like yesterday, and Bitcoin on 12. In the moment, $540 billion. Okay, time to check the real price. In the moment, 27,922. This is on a 4-hourly base, as you can see. And like always, we quickly check here the overall picture since the halving, which took place in May 20. We see the two tops. Here, most likely the bottom, which was maybe the FTX bottom, who knows, 15,000. And since then, the 70% increase. But you see this little red candle. This is, by the way, on a weekly base. So every candle is 1 week. Depending how a week ended, it's either green or it's red. And you see, we are sitting there. We are not moving up. We are not moving down. And as I just said, good possibility that we hit the 25 again, more likely than hitting the 30. Anyway, this is what it is. And like always, very important, we check the gold price because, you know, our opinion is Bitcoin is digital gold. We only look into Bitcoin. We are not interested in the crypto market. As you know, the SEC says every crypto asset except Bitcoin is a security. We think similar, by the way, because Bitcoin is the only really decentralized digital thing, digital value, and it's not controlled by any company. It's not controlled by any party. There's nobody who can manipulate the price. This is what we like about it. It's totally decentralized and it's proof of work and it's not proof of stake. So for us, a lot of similarity to gold, and here we see the actual gold price. We see the chart for the last 6 months, strong increase, and we sit on $2,017. I said it yesterday. This is the 4th time in history that we are over $2,000, and it looks like that we stay stable over $2,000. A lot of people believe we could see more than $2,000. The latest I saw from Goldman Sachs, which is a big bank, and they said there's a good possibility when the recession comes and we see a decrease of the economy in the US, and in the second half of the year decrease of the interest rates, that the gold price could go to $2,500. That would be another 20% increase, so 25%. We will see. Anyway, maybe this is going to happen to a Bitcoin as well, because we believe there's a strong correlation between Bitcoin and gold when you look at in the last couple of months. All right, before we look in detail to the Bitcoin and we look in all to the technical analysis we do on a daily basis for you guys, here the disclaimer. We don't give you any financial advice. You have to make your own decision. Go on other websites, check other YouTube channels, try to get as much information as needed that you make the right decision. And all what we say here is our personal opinion. And please make your own decision. Okay, now we check Bitcoin a little bit more in detail. We start with fear and greed. Sentiment for crypto, but as we know, most of it is Bitcoin. It stays on 63%. That's bullish. Also on the timeline, we see this. Anyway, when we look at the heat map and we quickly check live data, we do the video now. How does it look live? It's mainly red, a little bit of green in the altcoin area, but it's mainly red. This is what I'm talking about since days. There could a consolidation be on the horizon. Dominance is going slightly down to 47%. You see, we saw this consolidation. Total market is 1.2 trillion crypto, and as we see, it's sitting more or less on 47%. Interesting is the Bitcoin spot to future volume. For a long time, when the price was down, the market was more or less driven from the future market. The strong increase we saw coming from the 15,000 to the 28,000 was driven by spot. And now for quite a while, let's say for already 2 months, this spot-driven market is turning again back to the future market, something which worries me, by the way. For this reason, we have a look, and this is live data, to the future markets. You see the biggest exchanges here, it's 11, and you can see it on the first site. It's mainly red, it's not green, so people are betting more on falling prices in the moment. It's important to know because future can drive the price pretty much. Okay, we look to the Bitcoin liquidation, something we have since yesterday. We will update now every day. It's really a nice tool. And we see in the last 3 days, not really liquidations on the long and on the short side. We saw heavy liquidations on the short side when the price went up. People are catch on the wrong foot, but in the moment this is very quiet. Okay, this is all on-chain real data, but one thing here is Bitcoin loaded addresses. It's also something we are close to 46 million wallets, but it's not really growing in the moment. It's not so many new addresses coming into the market. This is again on-chain data you can check. Important is now what is Google saying about the search behavior of Bitcoin, and you can say we are going down. I mean, people lose interest. Has maybe to do that the price is not still going up. It's sitting on 27, 28. So people lose interest. This is a normal thing. Again, El Salvador, Nigeria, Netherlands, Slovenia, Switzerland. This is basically the same like yesterday. It's every day the same. Austria. Germany moved to 7. Turkey, Singapore, and Belgium. I say it every day. The market is driven mainly from Europe. Very important, we come to the technical analysis. And here we start with the Bollinger Bands, getting closer and closer. You have to imagine this is like a water pipe, you know. Imagine the Bitcoin who goes through here is water. And the closer these bands get, the more pressure you have on the water. So here it's the same, you have more pressure on the Bitcoin price. This usually means you have a breakout to the upside or to the downside. For this reason, you have to check the MACD. And the MACD says, well, we had this bearish crossover. Orange is the MACD and blue is the controlling line. And you see this has downside potential. And so it's good likely that we see a breakout to the downside, which would be not unusual. When you look in history, by the way, again, this is all interactive. When you go on the website, you can play around here. You see when we are over the blue line and it gets narrow, usually we go to the downside. This is always the same system. So it's very likely that this happens here again. This is on a daily basis. So every candle you see is closing of one day. RSI finally is sitting on 60%. Well, not overbought. Anyway, here the short-term indicator says we're sitting on this 28, no movement up and down. This is a long-term indicator based on the past cycles. And this says this model says still that we are overrated, that the price based on history of a period, of a last period here from a 4-year halving cycle is too high. All right, I hope it was valuable information for you. Be careful in what you do. Always bear in mind, Bitcoin can be dangerous. You can make some money, but you can lose some money. This is why we don't give you any advice. It's hard for us to make the right decisions by ourselves. So I wish you a great day, and would be great to see you tomorrow again. Thanks and goodbye.